Mommyclub episode 2 is out, and the fight between Mrs. Sunday and Her Majesty continues. And the reason why they are basically bickering is because of the fact that Mrs. Sunday is trying to explain what is the cause and the reason why she has everyone on the table, and Her Majesty is just basically giving her input while Mrs. Sunday is talking. Now, what was interesting for me is the fact that they both say that their beef is squashed and they have no animosity towards each other. And Mrs. Sunday tries to prove that she inherited beef with Her Majesty because of Oratile, and Her Majesty tries to prove that Oratile was the problem, but now Ratile is out of the equation. So we can definitely see that these two are definitely trying to act like they are friends, but they secretly don't like each other. Now they all start introducing each other to us on the table, and we start with Uvuyi, who was married 3 times. Her first husband passed away. Her second husband, she got divorced. The third husband, he passed away again. Now, obviously, number one, for someone to get married 3 times is quite rare. And then to obviously be faced with so much adversity is also quite rarer. Now, Her Majesty and Vuyu had a conversation last episode, and I actually just remembered when I was watching her talk about the deaths of her husbands that the last husband who passed away, Her Majesty kept saying that it was so unfortunate for him to pass away in the way that he did. Like, he should have never passed away the way he did due to the kind of man that he was. And that kind of made me feel that the way he passed away was not natural, number one, or by accident. It seems like something happened to him in a painful manner that you can see that she still has not healed from it. So it's going to be very interesting, and hopefully they speak about it a little bit more as the season goes by. Now, the second person who starts telling us about her life is Opal Lady. Now, Opal Lady is an interesting character because she used to be a sugar baby. Yes, her ex-husband and her have a 33-year age difference. So she is a Lakongo number 2 because Ulakongo was also the same age difference with Uzoma. And she actually says that her mom and her ex-husband went to the same high school. They actually were 2 grades apart. This is literally something that I would take to my gravesite because what do you mean? You literally were dating and got married and slept with someone who is around your parents' age. Like, I can just imagine. And we definitely know that it is about the money. Only thing, baby, that was what attracted her to him in the beginning. Obviously, love was another thing which made her stick around, and the kids. But we know what she was looking for when it started and when it began. Now, she says that the divorce was very rocky. He did not cheat, but there was a lot of instability. In fact, she says that if he cheated, it would not be a deal breaker for her because men cheat anyway. But she says that the one thing that is lacking in her life is obviously her bedroom life. Now she says that every single morning she takes her little toy that she does down there. Every single morning she calls it morning glory. And I was like taken aback because you're telling me you do it every single morning. Like, you don't get tired, you don't get bored. Even when you're doing the deed every single day at the same time, I would get so bored, honestly. And sometimes you need the girl, to take a little bit of a break because DJing every single day means that you have a addiction. Now, the next lady who updates us about her life is Nozipho Njangase, and now the women are asking her what we all want to know. Are you still married? Have you accepted your husband's Isthembu policies because he's already got married to another woman? Have you left the house? Are you dating again? And in fact, she answers, I would say, in a rude manner, like, Who said I left my house? Who said I left my husband? Who said I'm in polygamy? Like, girl, are you not seeing what is written about you? Did you not know that there was a video which was taken out, most likely by your kids, when your husband left at night with the car that you needed to take the kids the next day because he wanted to chase a 20-year-old something girl? Are you not seeing the same videos of him going to pay lobola? Like, it's either you are seriously in a serious denial and you're becoming delulu, or you are trying to make us seem stupid. And this is the reason why I said in the first video that she needs to go. Because when you're on reality TV, you need to open up. We are not saying that you need to tell us the finer, gritty things. Like, I remember when all over social media, Mrs. Mop's house was allegedly being sold, and the next season she opened up about it. She debunked what was said, she explained what was happening. She didn't need to go into the finer things. There were some details she was leaving out, but at the end of the day, she literally opened up about it. And that is the point of reality TV. If you're not ready to open up, don't be on reality TV. So I am so glad that she's decided to take a break from reality TV for her mental health, because if the mental health is fine, maybe she's going to come back and actually bring something to the table. Now, the main issue on that table was the beef between Uvuyi and Noxie. So in episode 1, Noxie had asked Uvuyi what does she do for a living, and Vuyi felt offended. I don't know why she felt offended, because we are all adults. If you meet someone, the top 5 questions you're going to ask them, one of them is definitely, what do you do for a living? Honestly, if I meet someone, I'm going to know what are they doing? What did they study? Like, what is your occupation? That is the reason why even when you go and get a credit card at a shop, or you're going to go and buy something, they ask you, what is your occupation? It's there for a reason. They need to know who you are. We are no more 10 years old where the top 5 questions we're going to ask you is, what is your favorite color? What is your favorite book? Those are questions we start asking you when we want to get to know you on a deeper level. So why Uvuyi got touched on Noxie asking that question, I have no idea. I definitely feel like either it was a trigger point, because she either feels like herself, she could not be able to tell us what she's doing, or she knows what she's doing but she can't say it, or I just feel like she just didn't like Noxie and she didn't want to open up. Another thing is, a lot of people are getting on reality TV and they're not understanding what reality TV is about. They're getting so sensitive, but I think we've really lost the plot, because we honestly getting offended by someone asking you what do you do for a living. Come on, let's be for real. Now, obviously, they continue this conversation even after the dinner has taken place. Uvuyi is speaking to Happy because she's her friend, and just like I thought, Happy is viewing it the same way that Vuyi is speaking about it. She's saying that she felt like Noxie was classist, and she just basically wanted to address her according to who she is. But then it also made me wonder that they really think that all those women on the table were given invitations because they were just normal every single day people. Like, come on, you guys all on the table, you were on the table because of your wealth status. So for you to actually think that someone's now classing you out by asking you a question which is adult based is dumb. Now, Noxie obviously went to her friend, who we learn is Rosetta, who is the baby mama of Andile Ngube, and she actually gives us a little insight on Noxie. She did obviously see it on the right viewpoint, that why would she get offended, but she allowed us as viewers to understand that Noxie's personality, what we see is what we get. In fact, she's very unfiltered. Her mouth is literally something that always gets her into trouble. And it allowed me as a viewer to actually see that she's not doing this persona for TV, because I have noticed that she is a strong personality. She is someone who speaks what she says, and I thought she was doing this just for a little bit of drama so that we actually put our attention on her, and obviously she keeps getting gigs after gigs. But after what Rosetta said, I realized this is just her. This is who she is. Now, the last part was Palady and Mrs. J having a supper together, and they wanted to get to know each other. And basically, Palady found it a bit offensive that Mrs. J was basically imposing her viewpoint of Christianity and marriage and familyhood on her, because you know her, she is a bit taboo. And I do also get that from Mrs. J. She does come off very judgmental and wanting you to see the lights. I don't know, maybe it's because she's so used to obviously giving advice to people on an every single day basis. Now, the last part is us seeing the wives pack, because they are going to Limpopo for a trip which is hosted by Her Majesty herself. Now, what was interesting is they had like a scene where the helpers were helping them to pack. Now, I don't know whether the helpers help them to pack on an every single day basis, or Showmax said we want to see the helpers on TV, but it just came off so distasteful for me, honestly, and the fact that these women, honestly, majority of them, I don't think how they portray their relationship with their helpers on TV is actually what's happening. So I literally just fast forward those scenes because it was just giving fake for the sake of it. But we are looking forward to next week's episode, because it actually gets even more fire between the ladies and Noxie, who they actually call Lebu Matosa, because they say that she is a drama queen. Anyway, we have come to the end of today's video. Let me know your viewpoints and how you felt episode 2. We have come to the end of today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that post notification bell down below. Till next time, love and light. Bye.